What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the Just Not Smith channel. In today's video, we're going to be installing some DBA wheel lights, some DBA rock lights, and also we're going to be picking up the new wheels for the F250. So right here is my 20-inch lifted F250, which if you watched yesterday's video, you've seen she's not so thick anymore. We actually removed the 3-inch Shifted Industries wheel spacers, but don't forget to check that video out. I posted that one yesterday. And if you're watching this video and you've seen the video yesterday, you know we're going to be putting those 3-inch adapters on because the wheels that we ordered, the company actually didn't have my bolt pattern in stock. And you know, all of these forged wheel companies are on like an 8 to 25 week wait time, you know, depending on which company you go to and depending on what size and what spoke pattern and all of that, if they're concave, if they're not concave. And then we also talked about a wrap color. A lot of you all chose gray, and you all commented and guessed the wheel brand, and you all commented and guessed on what color wrap you think we should do on the truck. The options was Nardo gray or white camo. That was my two favorites. I think that's what we're gonna do, one of those two. A lot of you all were saying Nardo gray. Nardo gray would look super sweet on my F250. I really think that that's what we're gonna go with. So stay tuned, hit that subscribe button down below. We're gonna be doing that in the near future. Hopefully we can get it done. Like I said, I'm not looking for perfection. I'm not gonna go out here and pay, you know, $3,000 to $8,000 or whatever these places charge to wrap a vehicle. But I would like to have, you know, like if I could get a year out of it and it hold up great for a year, that's one full show season for me. And the truck is normally garage kept, so I think that's going to help out a lot on the durability of the wrap. And the company that I'm going to be buying the vinyl from is a company called Cheetah Wraps, and I've been watching a lot of videos of their products, and they don't do any sponsors, they don't do any advertising, they have no middleman, they sell direct, and their main key focus is selling cheap, good quality wrap. And that's exactly what we're looking for here on the YouTube channel, guys. Something that you can do yourself and save enough money to where if it's not 100%, if it's like 98% or 99%, or sometimes even better than 100%, you know, here in small town Kentucky, there's not many places that do these, you know, big wraps on trucks, and some of the few places that do don't have the best reviews or whatever it may be. So we're gonna give it a try. It'll be great YouTube content, so I'm super excited for that. So we're gonna be ordering the Nardo gray vinyl wrap from Cheetah Wraps. Their main key focus thing is like a $3.95 or something a roll for a 75-foot roll, and then they also offer a 25-foot roll. So I'm hoping 100 feet will be plenty for learning and doing, you know, messing up and having to redo the vinyl and such. I'm hoping that that will be plenty of wrap to learn a little bit. I'm probably going to order the 25-foot roll first, and I'm probably going to practice on that. So I may do like the bedside and maybe the fender. I would honestly really like to try this cab corner. I'm not sure how that's gonna go. I think what we would do is remove the bed, because what I'm wanting to do anyway is remove the bed and bed liner the bottom of the bed, and then whenever we put that bed back on, obviously we would take the rear bumper off as well, and whenever we set that bed back on, we wouldn't put it all the way forward. I would scoot it back on the frame some, and I think that would give us a lot of extra room to wrap the back of the cab. And then I think the roof I'm wanting to do gloss black. Right now we're gonna go grab some food right quick. After we get some food, I'm waiting on the driver from R&L Carriers, which is the company that's bringing the wheels. And stay tuned for the end of this video, guys, because there was a couple of you all that got the brand correct. So all of your all shout outs will be at the end of this video, so make sure that you stay tuned and follow these really cool trucks and awesome people that guessed correctly and our subscribers here on the YouTube channel. All right, guys, so the guy from R&L Transport just now called, and he said that he's about 10 minutes away. He recommended that we just back the truck up to the trailer and unload them that way. So I was like, would it be any easier just to meet you in like a big parking lot somewhere? So we're actually not going to Rhett's just yet, but we will be going to Rhett's to have the wheels and tires actually, you know, separated and put on the new wheels and all of that. So I don't know how much footage I'll be able to get, but either way, I'll show you the wheels whenever we get back if I can't get any footage. So I will see you all next time you see me. I'll be super pumped up because I'm gonna have new wheels. So I will see you all here in just a second. I am so excited. So I'll see you all right after this. guys, we also got our powder coat in finally. And we got some parts from PMF, and I think those are some swatches for Scott's truck. Oh, yes. All right, guys, so this is for James at Truck Modders. He wanted me to video my reaction of opening these wheels for the first time. So, here we go. All right, I've already cut the tape, but I promise y'all, I haven't looked at them. I don't know if this is upside down or not. I don't think it is. God, they look so big without tires on them. So these are the KG1 forged 26x16, so same size. Ooh, I can kind of see them through the thing. Oh man, look at those. Wow. The finish on them is actually really, really good. I would definitely compare the finish to American Force. Some forged wheels, like you see, like the ripples, like from at an angle, like with the spoke pattern, and these are very, 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 very crystal clear. So I am super, super excited. Are the backs polished? The backs are still, like, they have the milling lines, but they're not as deep, and they're a lot shinier than the American Forces. So the back sides in here, usually they're like kind of like a dull silver color. They're really shiny, but they still have the milling lines. So they're like half polished, half milled. Oh man, I love them. Huge shout out to Truck Modders. It's gonna be popping up on the screen right now. They are in Auburn, California, but you can order your wheels and tires through them online. So I'm gonna post their Instagram and everything else on the screen right now. So huge shout out to James at Truck Modders. I really, really appreciate you hooking it up with the KG1 Forge. And huge shout out to KG1 Forge as well. The finish on these wheels, straight out of the box. Like I said, it's absolutely awesome. I'm super, super stoked. Whew. Those are shiny boys. Big shiny boys. So we are starting on the wheel lights right here. I'm gonna go ahead and walk you all through this in depth. I'm gonna try to make this as simple as possible. So whenever you open up the box from DBA, you're going to get the aluminum rings, and these are very universal kits. So, you know, rotors are different sizes on each vehicles. Now, what I shoot for is once the LED strip is wrapped completely around the ring, it just connects to each other perfectly. Let me show you what I mean by that. I'm about to walk you through exactly what I done. So what I like to do, and some brakes are bigger than others, but what I like to do is I like to make my wheel lights have about this much gap on the strips. And if you have a smaller rotor, then you can go a little bit more flush. But the reason that I do this is because whenever I run the cord off of it, I like to have a little bit of room right there to actually put a zip tie. You'll learn exactly what I mean by that later on in the video, but that's what I mean by that. So all of them, of course, are going to be the same size. Now, some vehicles have different size rotors, front and rear, but what I like to do is take these right here, you know, it's just a ring. This is how I like to do it. You've got 2 rivets right here, 2 rivets right here, and 1 in the middle. So this underlaps right here and makes a complete circle. Of course, it's overlapped right here. So this measures out to pretty much 16 inches. So if your rotor and caliper setup is smaller than 16 inches, then this will work perfectly for you. And the L brackets, of course, Dallas cuts those a little bit extra long, because you can literally put those in a bench vise and bend them over once or twice and then sand the edge and shorten them. Very, very easy with no tools required pretty much. So what we're gonna do next is we are going to go right here and you can build the first one perfect and then build the rest of them off of the first one. So your over and underlaps are going to line up exactly. So see right there, we're a little bit off. I don't know if you can see that, but pretty much you just keep scooting this forward and holding it right flush with that one until both of them are exactly the same. Or you can just measure it right there. It just needs scooted forward just a hair, and right there should be perfect. So now once you've got it right here, what I like to do is go about 1/2 inch back and go ahead and make it perfectly flush and just double check before we start drilling and riveting. Yep, that should be exactly perfect. And now we can leave that on there to hold that. We're gonna go ahead and drill our 2 holes. And we are using a 1/8 inch drill bit with the rivets that come with the DBA kit. They are 1/8 inch rivets. So you can pick those up as well if you need some extras. Okay. So now that we've got those 2 holes drilled, we can release our pliers. And we can go ahead and take this rivet, drop it down through the first hole, drop it through the first hole, push down, and rivet that on there. Take our second rivet, push that in there, and rivet that on there. Now, you want to work from the rivets out. You don't want to just go ahead and drill the other side. You want to actually go ahead and roughly find the middle. It doesn't have to be dead on, but my middle is roughly right there in front of my thumb. So make sure that you keep it perfectly straight. I'm gonna go ahead and drill this hole right here. And I think this just makes the rock light, I think this just makes the wheel light ring just a little bit more rigid and will help make it last longer. So now we have the 2 right here and the 1 in the middle. We're gonna go right here to the end, clamp it roughly right there, and go ahead and drill our 2 holes evenly spaced. There. Put our 2 rivets through. You can do 2 of them on this side at a time. You can do that on the other side too. It's just easier on this side. 1, 2. And that is how you put together the wheel light rings from DBA Lighting. And then whenever you look at these, you should be able to hold them up. They're gonna be, the lines on the actual aluminum should be dead on perfect. Obviously your rivets are gonna be in a little bit different location, but right there you can see those are dead on. And then these under here are dead on as well. So that's 2 of the rings. So this is pretty much the first step. You wanna go ahead and put your rings together. So as soon as you get your rings, all 4 of them put together, then you'll be able to follow the next step, which we will do with the wheel off. We're gonna go ahead and start installing these rings on the truck. Your absolute last steps are to peel off the double-sided tape, put them on the wheel light rings, and then zip tie it all and wire it all in, which I'll show you that here in a little bit. But first you want to get the wheel light ring mounted completely, done, out the door, ready to roll down the road. Then we're gonna be putting this on and wiring it up. So all of this from DBA is plug and play. We literally are just gonna have to stick it on there. And I always put 1 zip tie on each end, and then like 1 zip tie right here, 1 zip tie right here, just kind of evenly spaced, just 4 zip ties. And that's always held up just fine, and that does the trick. I'm gonna go ahead and put all 4 of these wheel light rings together, jack the truck up, take one of the wheels off. We're gonna get one of these mounted, and that should give you all enough information to know how to put these on. And then I'm gonna go ahead and mount all of them, put all of them on. Whenever we get ready to wire them up, I will talk to you guys again and give you all some tips and tricks on wiring everything up. We also have to put on the rock lights. So this may be a little bit different if you're just putting on the wheel lights. We're gonna be running rock light wires as well and a rock light switch. The wheel lights are controlled by a remote, so all you have to do is hook up the harness to the battery. You don't have to run anything through the firewall, none of that. It is all remote, so very, 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 very easy and simple. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and put all of these wheel light rings together, and then I will check back in with you after I get the truck jacked up and one of the wheels taken off. So as I was saying, you have 2 rivets and then 2 rivets. So you're gonna want that about placed right here. So that what I'm saying is you don't want those right here, like the thicker part, because if they are super, super close, then there's a possibility that it could touch. So I'm gonna place those at the bottom, and then it's gonna be somewhat like this. There we go. So whenever I hit that wide angle, you can kind of see that better. So you've got your wheel ring just like this. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna roughly mark kind of where, let me see if I can actually get the drill back in here. If it's at a little bit of an angle, it's not really a big deal. If it's at a huge angle, see, that's a pretty good angle. Yeah, so I think that we actually can do a bracket right here. If we were to put the bracket way over here, I don't think we could, but coming over about 2.5 inches from there, we're gonna place our first bracket right here, because we want this top bracket to be as far away from all of the other brackets as we possibly can. So I'm gonna go ahead, about right in there is where we're gonna do it. So I'm just gonna mark it with my thumb, grab the wheel ring right here. I'm gonna go ahead and drill 2 holes and rivet the L bracket on there, and I will show you that as soon as I get it done. All right, so what I done was I went ahead and marked and drilled these rivets. I accidentally drilled it on crooked there, so I had to drill a new hole. But if these are kind of offset, it helps anyway. My OCD made me want to go straight, and whenever I drilled straight, I was holding this and accidentally drilled through the second bracket crooked. But anyway, so I've got that on there and straight, as you can see. And then I've got 2 rivets in the back, and you do not want to put those like side by side. So these rivets on the back, sometimes you can get away with 2. These 2 really, really grabbed a hold of the dust cover good. So 2 on that is completely safe. And then I went ahead and riveted this bracket onto the ring, but it is not riveted onto the dust shield just yet. So I just wanted to show you, literally all I done was I took this and just slid it in there, and I held it from the back side right here, drilled these 2 holes, riveted it on. So it's on there and loose, and then this one is gonna hold it, you know, stationary. And then you want these to be as perfectly symmetrical as you can get them. Sometimes they'll be slightly bent or like oval shaped. They shouldn't be like super noticeably oval. Sometimes they will be though, just due to the caliper actually making it an oval. So in order to get them to not touch the caliper, whenever you're running, you know, 16 inches, like if your rotor's kind of big or whatever, you may have to do a hair of it won't be super oval shaped. I shouldn't even have said that, but it'll be just a hair not perfect. And I try to make everything perfect, but this one will be very close to being a perfect circle. So what I'm gonna do is just hold this. So see, as you can see, like I could rivet this anywhere right through there. So whenever I move this, it gets closer and further away from the caliper on the top and the bottom. So obviously we don't want that making contact. So I'm going to just move this away from the caliper, but not too close to the dust shield right here. Like you don't want to mount it like that, obviously. You want to keep even distance all the way around. So right there, it's not touching the caliper, super safe away from the caliper. And then it is also away from the dust shield. So I'm gonna go ahead and drill those 2 holes and rivet those 2 on. Okay, so this is what I was talking about leaving a gap right here. I always like to put a zip tie right there just to hold this wire that comes out of there down so it's not just flopping and going everywhere. Then put 1 zip tie. Obviously don't put a zip tie where the LEDs are because that would cover them up. Don't put those super tight. They're literally just there just to hold a little bit of pressure. And then I put 1 right here and 1 right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zip ties per wheel light. That's what I do. And then right here, I've got 1 zip tie mounting just to this factory wire. So now we're gonna run our DBA wheel light wire with that factory ABS wire. And in the DBA wheel light kit, you're gonna get 2 23-foot extensions. I think those are, I think they're 23. And then you've got 2 10-foot. So obviously the 10-foot ones are gonna go in the front. So this is a plug and play connector. It does have a little tab right there, like an alignment tab, so you don't put the ground on the positive and the positive on the ground. So I'm literally just going to undo this tie, connect that in there, twist it all together, and then zip tie it up with that, and I will show you that as soon as I get it done right now. And this side is complete. So we've got the ring on, then we put all of the L brackets. So we put the ring on with all of the L brackets, got all of that double and triple riveted. Then we went right here, strapped on the LED wheel light, the actual LED strip to the ring. And this is very solid, guys. This thing is not going anywhere. Put a zip tie right here, 3 zip ties, 2 right there. Then we've got 1 zip tie right here, 1 zip tie right here. Just about every 4 or 5 inches, put a zip tie, and we've got all of that running up through there. Looks completely factory, looks really clean. So I'll be taking the wires from the driver's side on the rear wheel light, running them across the brake lines on the rear axle and up this side, so then I can have 1 loom of wire going up this side. I'll be doing the same thing with the rock light wire on that side, so then we'll have a rock light wire going all the way across the frame and up this way with the top rock light and that wheel light. So we'll have 3 wires total in the wire loom coming up through here, and then the wire from the driver's side wheel light and rock light will be in a wiring harness coming across the engine bay. So both of those wires will come up and across, and that will be covered in wire loom as well. Then we'll have all the other wires right here covered up and zip tied away. I'm gonna go pick up some more rivets and some more zip ties, and I will install all of the other wheel lights in time lapse. And got these old rock lights removed. They were the Ops 7 or something like this. I went ahead and got those removed as well. About like the different color match headlights. The paint is correct. Up here, you can see it's bright white, like from here back. Oxford white, painted Oxford white. I painted these. I'm the one that painted these. The lenses are just like yellowed. But yeah, right there's the actual. You can see those right there. It's the same color. You can see how it's like yellowed right there. But they are color matched correctly. That's just the lens is yellowed. Don't forget, guys, y'all go follow Seth on Instagram. Seth_Phillips40. All right, guys, we are running a little bit behind. I went ahead and got the front 2 rock lights wired up. So I went ahead and got the front 2 rock lights mounted in there. And the bolts just come right up to the fender flare right there and bolted in. Went ahead and got the switch for the rock light right here. And it is going to be in a loom. Once I get all of the wires, the loom of wire will go right up through here and down. We went through the firewall right here. So these gray wires drop down and go through the firewall. All of these rock light wires will all be encased in the loom. So you will see that in tomorrow's video. So don't forget, guys, hit that subscribe button down below. And stay tuned for tomorrow's video as well. In tomorrow's video, we'll be knocking out the rear wheel lights and the rear rock lights. And then the truck will be ready for pickup, and you'll get to see it at nighttime as well. But I appreciate each and every one of you all watching, guys. We are almost to 9,000 subscribers. We're already to like 8,550 or something like that. So don't forget, get on there and click that subscribe button, guys. It really helps out the channel a lot. And comment below if you like the new wheels. Did I even? Yeah, I showed you all the new wheels, right? Let me show you all again if I didn't. But here's the new wheels. They are 26x16 KG1 Aristo. And they are fire, boys. Look at these. Whew. And the finish on them is actually really, really good. So, super, super happy with those. We will go to the tire shop tomorrow and get the tires dismounted and put on these KG1s. And then we will just be waiting on the adapters, and the truck will be on like some little 275s, like on little 17-inch wheels. So it'll look kind of funny, but it'll just be for the time being, and maybe we can make some cool videos. I'm kind of curious to see how it drives with just the stock wheels. It's probably going to like tip over if I go through a curve. But anyway, guys, always remember, everybody starts out as a nobody, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.